can just get an idea of how much stuff we can store in this coach. Okay, so on the propane storage doors, they have these really nifty little locks. These ones, because it is the propane one, they don't have a key. So this side, you don't want to store valuables in this one because they don't lock, but it is required by law that you can open it without a key. So if there's ever a problem, fire department can't get them open. But anyways, they twist and unlock like so. And here is the inside of that container, and you can see we've got two windows. We have this side and this side. And in here I store various things. I've got like paint and knee pads and some bottle jacks and other things. Anyways, I'll pull it all out and give you an idea of what's in. Okay, so here's that storage bay empty. And it's the propane storage one. Couple of things of note on the propane tank. The propane tank I have had checked. It does not need to be replaced. It is in good shape. It works. The fill cap is here. The pressure release is this here. This white wire that you see actually runs up to the dash, and you get an accurate reading of how full it is. Right now we currently have it empty because it's summertime and we're not using it. I have replaced all of these fittings all the way down to here. So it has a new valve, and it has a new, this here is a barbecue attachment fitting. So I have added a barbecue attachment, and with it comes a barbecue hookup cable, and there is a hole down here so you can actually run the barbecue wire from the hole up to there and set your barbecue up outside in front of your house, which is what we do, on a little table. And you can run the propane, your barbecue, right off of your main house propane, which is really nice. And we have a new pressure regulator for the house and new hookups for all of that. So all of the connections there are brand new. A couple other things that will come with some of these things. This is a set of road warning things. If you ever get stuck on the side of the road, they have those. And just an idea here of what all the stuff I have stored in there. Wheel chocks, those are important when you put up on the jacks. You need those. Occasionally, some places you want to put pads down under the jack, so I've got plastic and steel pads to put under the jacks if you ever need them. I got some various tools, extra paints and everything. These will come with the RV. We did the renovations inside, so all the extras of stuff that we used for that are here. I've got some bottle jacks, which have come in handy a couple of times, not for lifting up the coach, but for various other things, and I use them for my car. And then I bought these. These are things to lift the wheels up. I've never used them, but I do have them for the coach, so if you ever do need them, because the jacks that come with the coach, the hydraulic ones, work so well, I've never needed the manual ones where you drive the tire up on them, but I do have them just in case, and those will come with the coach as well. But anyways, all that stuff fits into this front storage bay. So on to the next storage bay. Okay, next up, which is right next to our propane one, is what I call the tool drawer, or the tool storage. And these ones have lockable latches. All the rest of the storage ones have these nice lockable latches. These are actually brand new. I replaced every one of these latches on the coach with brand new ones when we got it. So that was a little over $500 worth of latches. Replaced all of them, so they have brand new latches all the way around, and I got several of these keys that go with them. And they're really cool because the way they work, you put the key in like that, and you turn it, which unlocks it, and you can see it pops out, and you lock the key again. So you pull the key out like this. Now this is actually locked. You can turn it, so you can actually lock and unlock it, and when you're done, you just pop it back in. You don't have to use the key again to lock or unlock it. So they're called pop locks, I believe. But anyways, very nice. We'll open both of those, and you can see my ginormous assortment of tools. You never have too many tools. Anyways, I will show this to you. Those are full toolboxes sitting in there with some extra room up front. I'll go ahead and pull all these tools out, and you can see how big this space is. Okay, so this is the inside of that storage bay. It does have some sort of a vinyl wood flooring on it, but these are all double-walled fiberglass storage bays, so they're very, very strong, very lightweight, highly made. The master switch that turns off the power to the coach is in the house, but the access for the back end of the switch is here in this storage bay. Have a tow hitch for the back. It'll come with the RV if you need to tow things, so that it's there. And then I have brand new chains for all these. You can see these chains are actually, they're in fairly decent condition, but I bought new ones. And I have new ones for every single door on here. I just haven't had time to replace them, and I don't have a pop rivet gun, which is how they're attached up here, is with pop rivets. So if you have a pop rivet gun, you can put the new chains on. But that is the tool storage bay, and you can see I can fit a ginormous amount of tools in here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 tool bags. I have 2 small toolboxes, Dremel stuff, and then 3 full-size DeWalt toolboxes that fit inside of there with some various extra tools and things. And all of that fits in my tool bay that is right next to the entry door. So that is the tool bay. Okay, and next up is what I'm going to call the wet bay. This is on the other side of the main entrance door here. So tool bay there, and then this bay here is right to the left of the door. And if you open this one I literally just store additional fluids. So I'm not going to go ahead and empty this one because it's a tiny little hole and you can see in there. But I keep like brake fluid and transmission fluid and oil and radiator fluid and power steering fluid. I don't have to use those very often, but I figure when you're traveling with a 30-year-old engine, it's always good to have extra sets of fluid just in case. And then I also have a buffing compound. I got a gallon of buffing compound and buffing pads and a buffer, all of which will come with the coach for whoever wants to buff all the fiberglass out. It's one of the things that I would love to do on this coach, but haven't gotten to do yet, is buff out the fiberglass, but I have all the stuff to do it. Anyways, it looks good without that, but I know that if you buff it, you could bring that really cool shine back to it. Okay, next up is the generator bay. So if we just looked at the small little one. You got the tag axles here, and then the generator bay is behind it. And this one I'm going to go ahead and open up for you. This one actually has the shiny new chains on it because these ones were not installed with pop rivets. They were installed, as you can see, with screws, so I was able to put those in without having to buy a special pop rivet gun for that. It is a little dusty in here, but the 6,500 watt generator has been fully serviced. So we've got a brand new air filter. We've got a brand new oil filter. We have brand new plugs. We have brand new wires. We had the carburetor recently serviced. It's got a brand new control service board behind here, brand new starter solenoid, and it's got new fuses. And I'm going to go ahead and start it up. This will be very loud, but anyways, I'll show you just that it starts. So that is the generator. It does start. It will run both the ACs, the refrigerator, everything in the coach, and it runs nice. So that is the generator thing. There's not much else to see in there. I did have the, if you look under here, I don't know how well you can see this, but had the pipe re-welded, and the exhaust used to stick out the back, but it now bends and sticks out the side. It stuck out the back too far and you'd hit it on the ground on small bumps. So I rerouted that, and that's the generator bay. Okay, now for my favorite bay. This is the trunk. This is around the back side. You see, you got the ladder, got my bikes hooked up to the trailer hitch here. And this one is a very, very large storage bay. It'll be kind of it'll be a pain to pull everything out, but I'll show you what all is in here. It's very, very large. Let me actually see if I can turn this light on the camera. So you can see we have storage over here. There's actually a pass-through up in one of the cabinets that comes down through the net there. Not sure what it was for. I always figured it was for, when you were, smuggling drugs in Mexico or something. But I've got a fire pit in here, and I've got wood pellets and everything, and then it passes through all the way over to this other side. It is all carpeted in here, very nice, very deep. I'll go ahead and pull this stuff out so you can see how much space there actually is in there, and you can see how cool this space is. Okay, so this is the back storage bay. I need to vacuum a little bit, but you can see in here, it's very large, very deep, goes way back there. Over the side, that's the little net that comes down from the cabinet up top. Still don't really know what that's for unless you're smuggling drugs or something. And back over here, this is this side. Still have some things in here. This is the buffer I told you I'd give you with the coach. And this is all the, we redid the floor inside, so you can see, we'll get to the floor, but there's extra flooring pieces if you ever needed extra. And we did the backsplash in the kitchen, and across the walls and stuff. You'll see that in the side of the coach as well. There's extras if you need them for anything. And that is the inside of the trunk. So the trunk is huge, and just give you an idea of how much stuff we've got in there. we've got a carpet, and we've got this is the front window shade bra. We've got a picnic table covers. We have 3 sets of rollerblades, snow boots. We've got barbecue. We've got extra carpets. We've got our fire pit stuff. We've got all of our chairs. We've got our table, fishing gear, lots of things that we fit in there, as well as our big camp chairs, which are sitting out over in front of our camp right now. So that is the trunk storage. Okay, so if we go back around to the driver's side of the coach, the first storage bay on the back is our dump tank storage bay. You can see we're currently hooked up. We got our 50 amp cord here, and we've got the poop chute hooked up with the, I don't know what you call this thing, a slinky thing. And we have our water hose hooked up into the water inlet, and we keep a water softener that we hook up to everything. So soft water's been run through the system for the last year or so. So let me go ahead and open this storage bay. This storage bay has your poo tank stuff. So you have your black tank valve here, which pulls out, and you have your gray tank valve there, which we actually have currently open. And it's all hooked up with twist lock stuff. So black tank here, gray tank over there. And it's all hooked up together with twist locks. You could replace any of this stuff as needed, which makes it really easy to just change stuff out. A lot of the rubber seals inside of the twist lock stuff will go bad after a year or so, so you'll have to replace bits and pieces of them. For that, you could always fix that by putting in real plumbing without twist lock stuff, but I've discovered that the real plumbing that's glued together is then glued together. If you have problems with it, you have to cut it out, which is a pain in the ass. So I've got twist lock stuff, and the convenience of switching stuff out is also what causes the occasional have to replace a bit because the rubber seals have gone bad. But anyways, I also built up into the top of this a little wood box here that's screwed into the roof, and it holds the poo tank thing. So you can slide both of those in here, one in the other, and it's got the caps and everything. So I can put 20 feet of hose. The Rhino hose from Walmart fits the best in these ones. But anyways, you can store all of your poo tank stuff right in there. Okay, and the last storage bay on the outside is the one right in front of the wheels on the driver's side. And this one, you only have the one storage bay up here because the other place where your storage bay was in the front on the propane side, this is actually your gas tank. So you have a big 50-gallon gas tank behind this wall here, and you have this storage bay on this side. So I'll go ahead and open this for you. Give you an idea. We've got it packed pretty full, but you have 2 sides, again, just like the propane one on the other side. And in here, I've got my electrical gear, my water stuff. I've got a couple of inflatable kayaks in there, extra poo tank things. There is a air tank hose in there. Lots and lots of space in here. I'll go ahead and pull it all out and give you an idea. Okay, so here's the storage bay emptied out, and you got the left side and the right side. Not much to it, it's just a big deep space like the other side. Except on this side, you have a brand new air tank hose holder reel thing. I think I've got 55 or 70 feet of air tank hose in there. The air tank is usually used to fill up the airbags that hold up the tag axle, but you can release this little valve right here, and it'll fill up the air hose with air, and you can use that to air up your tires. You can see I got a tire pressure gauge there. Or you can fill up your inflatable kayaks and whatnot. So plenty of hose to get around to all the tires, even fill up the tires on your towable car if you want. And just like what I've got in there, I got some extra poo tank stuff, extra in my water box, my electrical box, misters and some extra hoses, kayak paddles, there's 4 of them there, and then 2 inflatable kayaks. And all of that fits in here with some room to spare. So that is the last storage bay on the outside, and we'll go ahead and check out the inside.